what is a high-rise? It's a building with stories, and it's a building with a lot of stories too inside. Or many high-rises have a lot of stories, and ours surely have a lot of stories. I'm going to tell some stories. Fred is going to tell some stories later, and Tom Dixon some stories about the interior as well later. It's not only about size. As you can see, we're the smallest one in this company here. It's about performance. It isn't many other things. This is the first high-rise, or sort of high-rise in the world. And here we have the highest high-rise that's here to come, nearly 1 kilometer tall. So is it about square meters? I'll show you a little film here, how you can add in a lot of square meters, if that's the aim in the building.
I'll take you through it.
Have you seen Being John Malkovich? So as you see, this is not about quality here. This is about adding a lot of square meters into a building. This is not what we want to do. We want to add a lot more quality to it. This is much more what we want to do. We want to create high-rises, and not only something from the outside, but something from the inside as well, giving a lot of experience, synergy, and making people interact inside the building, giving some of the qualities that you see in the city life inside the building as well. This is what we're aiming for in this high-rise we're now building in Sydney. Another new thing about this high-rise is actually that we are upcircling an existing high-rise. We're not just pulling the existing high-rise down, we're pulling a little bit of it down, but then we are reusing the construction and building around a high-rise. That's a new and sustainable way to build high-rises, we believe. And I think there's a lot more to come there in the future for that, in that way. Here we're doubling the square meters in the building. So this is how it is today, and this is how it will be in the future. For this angle, it doesn't look very much bigger, but it's actually twice as big. It's about being iconic. There's a lot of iconic high-rises around. Is it about the story of connecting to the city? See, a lot of the cities has a lot of high-rises, but what is actually happening in the ground level? Of course, these cities are fantastic cities. Here's a high-rise, an example of a high-rise where it's not actually how it's connecting to the city, it's how it's connecting at the top. And when you come to the top, it's very exciting what's happening up there. But it's not connecting to the rest of the city. We're trying to design it from the bottom up, trying to work first with the podium. This is a high-rise that we're doing in Toronto, where we started up having community meetings with the community about how should we develop the podium, having them engaged in the podium. So everybody in the community is aware and like what we are doing before we start up building. This is the Quay Quarter Tower. It has developed a lot since the competition 4 years ago. We had a lot of workshops together with the city and the city architects, Graham Yarn, that told us this is very much about what can this high-rise do for the city? What can the podium do for the city? And how can we scale it? We actually had a bigger one-scale sort of podium in the beginning, and then we scaled it down to smaller parts, divided it up in parts so it connected more to the city, and it had a lot of openings. So you can go into the podium, had a lot of retail, and how it connects to the quarter, to the other side of Yonge Street. So it becomes an interesting place to connect and have a lot of small alleyways. That's important. This is Yonge Street today, and this is hopefully in the future here. I don't know how many buses will still be there, but still, we would like to get the buses out and have a more livable city. And it's funny because Quay Quarter, as such, is a very livable place, and there's a lot of things happening. But exactly, this place here today hasn't got the attraction, but I think it will be heaven in the future. And this is a new entrance from Bridge Street, where we, as you can see, using the old construction and adding some new to it. And here how we work with the facade, not only on the ground level, but on the different levels, first level and second level, how it connects to the street level. That has been important. And how it connects to the other side. I think this development shows me for sure that Sydney is really caring about its city. It's not only about getting one building up, getting the most profit out of it. It's how it connects to the neighborhood, and how we connect from one side here to another elevator at the other side, and how everything connects together, and will add and give something back to the city. That's a very important thing. And the podium will be open for everybody. It's a public podium. And this place here, where there's a big height difference, the podium will actually be in the same level as Bridge Street. So you come out on the podium and you can come down in the building, or you could come down from Yonge Street and go up to the podium through the podium. And it's about the stories inside a building. This is a diagram we made for high-rise that we are doing in Toronto, where Toronto, this is Church Street in Toronto, has a lot of small townhouses. So we try to build these townhouses together and make a sort of a village cityscape up in the heights. This is a little bit what we want to do. We don't want to do this here, lost in translation, where you come in and sitting up. Of course, it's nice to sit up there in your room and having a view over the city. But you sit up there by yourself in your loneliness. We like to create something that brings people together. How do we create a high-rise for social interaction? We need elevators. We cannot just have a staircase all the way up. And elevators are not the most social interacting elements for some reason. This is what happens in elevators when you go into an elevator. People rarely speak together. There's an intimate zone that you get too close to, I think. And you tend to being by yourself, going inside yourself, listening to somebody, or just getting bored inside, of course. We need elevators, of course, but we can create something different in a high-rise by stacking it up, having different levels where different things are happening in the high-rise. This is what we're trying to do in this one here too. So instead of just making one big building coming up, we make what we call the vertical village, where when you come out of the elevator, normally when you come out of an elevator, you come out in the corridor. You don't know if you're on 50th floor or you're in the basement or where you are. But here we like to have, so you come out of the elevator and you still already have a view out, so you're aware of where you are. So this is how we work with the villages, getting some of the qualities that you have in street level up in the height. And these atriums that we are having up in the heights also allows you to have a better view out to the surroundings, and allow you to have some more interaction, a view to who else is in the building. This is how it will look from the street level. Quite dramatic too. So it adds a lot of different things. This vertical village ideas adds a lot of dramatic to the shape of the building, the sculptural shape of the building, but it has a function, it has a meaning. These indoor, or these atriums will secure more social interaction between the people and allow for better views out to the surroundings. And we can design them in different ways with different kinds of staircases. These are some staircases we designed in other buildings. So we can make different kinds of environment inside. I don't think we can make this, but this could be quite fun to make other kind of interaction environments inside the building as well. So there's some lessons we have learned from the Quay Quarter design process. We learned how to maximize the value of the site, design from the bottom up, create spaces for social synergy, and think about the human scale. I think this is the most important thing, is to think about seeing everything in a human scale. You talked about Jan Gehl before, so we're actually the third architect to work here. Jan Gehl, he has done some city planning. He hasn't built anything, but he has had influence in Melbourne and in Sydney as well. His career actually started over here. He was not recognized in Denmark. He was recognized in Melbourne and in Australia before he was recognized in Denmark. But he has influenced us a lot in our way of thinking about how to see buildings from a human perspective, from an eye perspective. So I end up with this little film here showing the scheme with another Danish building in the front, and how we designed the building from inside out, not only from outside in. Thank you.